What is your job, and how much do you get paid? I live in California. I landed a killer job where my billable hour requirement is amazing. Only 1500 hours a year, so work-life balance is great. I've been practicing 15 years. Congrats. I'm curious and envious of lawyers in practice with earning power and work-life balance. As a 1 hour a few hours away from my first final, you give me great hope for the West Coast legal world. Google. I remember talking to some support guy at my company, and as we went on I just straight up told him something along the lines of, you must really know your stuff to be able to support the infrastructure around here. He went on to tell me that he didn't know shit, but was really good at using Google. I don't think he was entirely joking either. Reprogrammer humor. Student, 0. If you're in college, should be negative lol. You're paying to do work. It should be student, $40,000, or whatever your student loans are. Disabled veteran, $30K a year. Seems awfully low. If you want, you could move to another country to have a higher purchasing power. $2,500 is not much in the USA, but it's a lot in my country, Lebanon. Virtual assistant, $4 an hour. I see you get that bank. Man secured the bag. I'm a line cook manager for a busy restaurant, and I get paid $19 an hour tip share profit share from 2 recipes of mine on the menu. That's so awesome, you get a chunk of $ for your very own menu recipes. I feel like that should be a standard, especially nowadays with restaurants struggling to not have a revolving door staff. Congrats to you. Glad you got a job that sounds high stress, but you manage well and have a respectful boss on top it. This is so much better than any restaurant job I've ever worked. 450 truck driver doing roll-off dumpsters for $20 hours. I'm a roll-off driver too in New York City, but I'm a Teamster member and our contract is $38 an hour and going up to $40 in January. With OT, we get around $130K a year plus medical and pension contributions, 100% paid by employer. It's a lot harder in New York City, but $20 is low in my opinion. We do a lot of crazy switches where cars are literally parked against the containers and we have to get them out and put the fresh ones in. Speed in the maneuvers is where it's at for us. I never do a 6-way switch if I don't have to chain the full box up and pull it out so I can drop the new one in. Usually those switches take me 45 minutes total. 6 ways are annoying as hell on the busy Manhattan streets. Why? You can make more plus better benefits driving a bus. I do whatever needs to be done around the warehouse that doesn't require a forklift. $19 an hour. Any reason you don't have a forklift license? If there is no medical reason, seems like a good way to boost your pay rate once experienced. I'm actually in the same position. I'm a still operator, but I do a lot around the plant. As long as it doesn't involve forklift, I can get forklift certified anytime I want, but it seems like every time someone gets fired here, it involves a forklift. No thanks. Edit, it's only a 25-cent increase where I work. Electrical substation design engineer. $126,000 year. WTF. I'm a junior electrical substation design engineer. You're $33,800 year. Honest question. What qualifications do you need for this job? Off the bat I'd assume you'd need a 4-year engineering degree, but $33K is less than you'd make at Amazon with 0 school experience. I'm a lab analyst for a microbiology lab, doing sample testing and environmental monitoring in a germ-free environment where hospital drugs are made. I make $18 an hour. Not bad, but the stress of the job combined with the fact that it's on the low end of the wage of these sort of jobs means I'm looking for other options. I think your job should be paid higher. I get paid $16 an hour to maintain arcade machines and service the general public. I feel I'm underpaid. I think that means you're considerably underpaid. At least, I hope so. I'm working on a biology degree. I'm a university student and I have a part-time job as a lifeguard. I get paid $23 an hour, which is pretty good. Lifeguard for 8 years, supervisor for 1 or 2 of those. I had to drive between 10-ish pools. Only got 18 hour 13H as a guard and didn't get reimbursed for gas or anything. It was my favorite job, but I'm glad I moved on. That's insanely good. The best I ever made was $16 an hour, but most lifeguarding jobs where I grew up paid around $10, $13 an hour. I work at a small tech company doing any random thing they want. I make $90K. Any technical expertise? Praying I can get near this without learning a coding language. Carpenter here, $67 an hour with including my benefits. What did it take to learn to be a carpenter? Is that something you can do in a trade school? Geez, I'm a cabinet maker joiner and make £12.90 an hour. Wages are pretty bad in the UK though. Senior Reddit analyst, a little under $100K. Not bad for a JED recipient. Where did you learn those skills, if your education ended at a JED? His traditional education ended at a JED, but you can be self-taught in development and certifications are easy if you're good at studying test prep books. I report NSFW on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate shared content and I get paid $0. Better than being a Reddit mod. Fucking narc. Professor, STEM. $85,105K per year depending on grants I bring in. You wouldn't happen to be the Professor Eggplant_Wizard 12 that I have heard so much about. Just curious, but what made you go stay in academia? I almost went this path, but the pay and spoils in the industry itself was too attractive. I'm a paraprofessional in an elementary school. I spend most of my time in a self-contained kindergarten 5th grade classroom of mostly non-verbal students with autism. Occasionally I float to other classrooms. I make around $20K a year. I love my job, but the pay is insulting. You can mow lawns and make more than that. You're working class poor. Street magician. It depends. Location and season are the biggest factors. I can make anywhere from $300 $3K a week. Is that a full-time job or just a side gig when you need cash? Doing that every day sounds exhausting. By far the most interesting job on this thread. Take my upvote. Software engineer, $133K not factoring in bonus and discounted stock. How hard is it to reach a $200K salary, not including stock and bonus? In Seattle, that is not easy at Microsoft, Amazon, or Facebook. The stock award is a major part of compensation. Having a total compensation of more than $200K at those companies is not that tough after a few years of experience. Freelance video editor, $500 $600 day. Bad year I make $40-50K per year. Great year are $95K $110K. Just a question. If someone in the computer industry, I don't know what else to call it to sum it up, decides to go for freelancing, and this, how much might he make? Just as in part-time job of sorts. Where do you find work, if you don't mind sharing? I started video editing for a YouTube channel guy, 150K subs. Also tried to say $50 a video, unless it's close to 20 minutes then 100. But part of the ad rev to me. Never saw that after the first 2, so I just stopped. I love editing and filming, and want to do my own stuff, but I'd like to edit as a job for now, but I'm not sure how to get there. Damn. Reading some of these posts of people with really important jobs with very fancy degrees makes me feel drastically overpaid. I'm a dog walker but sit a gal Friday. $25 $50 hours. I average about $75K a year. wear yoga pants and shirts to work every day, listen to my AirPods, and do my PIMS low while working, leave time in the middle of the day between my appointments for my violin solo lessons each week, and I'm usually stoned most of the day. Love my job. No real benefits, so paying for those myself eats into my profit margin, but the total lack of stress or any type of management for my line of work totally makes up for it. I honestly don't feel like I work. It feels like I wake up and fuck around all day for really good money. WTF 75k to walk dogs and be a pet sitter? Forget the fancy degrees on this subreddit, you win. Working for rich people is definitely a good path. My boss is a rich dude, and I see him pay people for stuff like this all the time. A while back he had 2 dogs who didn't get along. He paid a dog psychiatrist $400 session 2-hour sessions 3 times to try to fix the dog problem. Ended up rehoming one of the dogs. Artificial intelligence or computer vision. About $230k. How do you get into the field? Damn. What's your experience level? I'm a farmer. My earnings are flirting with the breadline, but I have very little bills and my life is overall very happy and fulfilling. It's not much, but it's honest work. This is the way.